Hello, once again, it's Miss Mart, and I'm going to help you with the first skill, identify proportional relationships by graphing. So if you're familiar with my other videos, we're going to start with the key points that you need to master this skill. Okay, so if we remember about identifying proportional relationships in graphs, from earlier in the year, there are three criteria. The first one, proportional relationships in graphs. Oops. So the first one is it has to make a straight line. The second one has to pass through the origin 0, 0. And lastly, has a COP, or a constant of proportionality. So we're going to keep those key points in mind when going through the skills, or the skill. Okay, so it says, the Bountiful Harvest Festival awarded Trisha and her dad first prize for the garlic fries last year. Those sound delicious. So they're making them again this year. The key for their success is using fresh potatoes. To prepare for the first day of the festival, Trisha peeled 5 potatoes in 5 minutes. To prepare for the second day, which is always busier, Trisha peels 9 potatoes in 9 minutes. That's really fast. It usually takes me like 30 minutes for one. In this relationship, X represents the number of potatoes Trisha peels, and Y represents the amount of time in minutes it takes to peel that many potatoes. Graph the 2 points for this relationship and the line passing through them. As we recall, they told us that here we have the number of potatoes and here we have the number of minutes. So let's go with the first day. So Trisha peels 5 potatoes in 5 minutes. So I'm going to look for 5 potatoes in 5 minutes. Plot. 9 potatoes in 9 minutes. So I'm going to look for 9 potatoes in 9 minutes. Plot. And there, I created my line. So I'm going to go back to my key points. And it seems like it does make a straight line. It does pass through the origin 0, 0. Now, what about the COP? So you can only have a COP if you have 2 equivalent ratios. So let's see if 9 over 9 and 5 over 5 are equivalent. 9 over 9 is 1, and 5 over 1 is 1. They are equivalent. They have the same rate, the rate of 1. So they do have a COP, or a constant of proportionality. So yes, it does form a proportional relationship. So when I hit yes, submit, perfect. So again, I'm going to go back to my key points that are very important, okay? Let me erase this part because we're not going to use this. So we know that proportional relationships in graphs is it makes a straight line, has to pass through the origin 0, 0, and has a COP, or a constant of proportionality. Okay, so now let's go to the next example. To make some extra money on the weekends, Jill drives with the City Express ride-sharing service. During regular hours, passengers are charged a flat fee plus an additional fee for a mile of the ride. A passenger who rides for 7 miles in Jill's cars is charged 9. A passenger who rides 8 miles is charged 10. Is that relationship X represents the distance in miles, Jill drives a passenger, and Y represents the amount in dollars the passenger is charged? Graph 2 points for this relationship and the line passing through them. Okay, so at the bottom we have the number of miles, and then on the on the Y we have the number of dollars. So let's talk about the first passenger. For 7 miles, he was charged $9. 7 miles, $9. So I'm going to start with $7 here. I'm sorry. Hold on, I was going too fast. 7 miles, $9. I would look for 7 miles, $9. Okay. And then 8 miles, $10. 8 miles, $10. There, I plotted my graph. According to the graph, do X and Y have a proportional relationship? So I'm going to look at my graph, and then I'm going to look at my criteria that I wrote. Okay, it does make a straight line. It has to pass through the origin. Let's see. It does not pass through the origin. So it already didn't meet one. So if it doesn't meet one of the criteria, it is not a proportional relationship in the graph. So when I click no, and then submit. Perfect. Again, as you are going through these, you're going to go back to the criteria that I gave you in the beginning about proportional relationships in graphs. It has to make a straight line, has to pass through the origin 0, 0, and has a CLP. And that is it for this skill. So if you have any questions about this skill, feel free to call me or text me, or Mr. Brown, or Mr. F, or Mr. Shaw. Have a good one.